Hi everyone, I'm here with Simon Trilsbach, who is the Managing Director at Two Steps. Simon, good to see you.
Likewise, Liam. Thanks for the opportunity to chat to you today.
First of all, can you maybe do an introduction to Two Steps and the journey that you've gone through over the last 3 years?
Yeah, absolutely. So Two Steps is a software product that we've developed here in Melbourne. It's a Splunk technical application product, which is a long way of saying that we've built a product that works on Splunk. And essentially what it does is it monitors the performance and availability of mission critical applications for large enterprises and pushes all the performance data natively into Splunk. So super excited about what we've built. It's been a hell of a journey building the product and taking it to market. But yeah, we're really bullish that we've built something that's of significant value, and early signals seem to back up that thinking. So yeah, it's been a good ride so far.
Yeah, fantastic. And obviously I've been tracking the progress of Two Steps, yourself and some of the people we've put into the team over the last 3 or 4 years. Things by all accounts have been tracking on really well. The product's been inserted into a couple of organisations, and all of a sudden COVID-19 hits. How has that impacted the business and the strategy going forward?
We're fortunate in some ways that we have some legacy products, so we've actually got a steady revenue coming in while we continue to take Two Steps to the market. So Two Steps is really seen as the future growth engine of the business, but we have one product that is really embedded at a Big Four bank. While COVID-19 is a nightmare and a lot of organisations have slowed down, big organisations like banks still have to do business. So the fact that we have what's seen as a platinum asset within the bank, and something that's really quite critical to business as usual, that's seen that project work has still come through from that product. The challenge is with Two Steps, because we were really in flow, getting some good momentum, and then a number of proof of concepts that were in flow have paused. It's frustrating, but of course you understand that businesses need to make sure that they're open for business, so it's completely understandable.
Yeah, for sure. And would you see, have you seen any opportunities that have arisen through this crisis, and maybe what wasn't typically the business norm as an offering? Have you seen any opportunities there that you can jump onto and really focus on going forward over the next few months?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of commentary about, the pivot and how you can look at your products and the value propositions, and are they able to be tweaked to deliver a new set of value, if you like. So really, it was just a case of looking at that new scenario, and working out, did we need to change the value proposition? Did we need to change the narrative? Did we need to build additional functionality so we could go to organizations and say, hey, look, we can give you a view on end user experience for a remote worker when they're trying to access these mission critical applications that they need to do their job. The second opportunity is not so much product driven, but just when you are forced to spend time away from the office, you can you just have to get your head above water, and it allows you time to think a little bit more strategically. So I've been spending a lot of time working out what our partner strategy is and doing some outreach to Splunk partners globally. And that's led to a number of really promising conversations with some Splunk partners in the States, one in Denmark of all places. And we've also been able to speak to a number of Splunk partners in the broader APAC region as well.
A lot of conversations I'm having with other SaaS organizations, it really is about what other products do we have out there, what other gaps in the market can we exploit during current situation.
Yeah, I mean, as if you can be nimble, if you can be agile, and if you've got some IP that can be, kind of tweaked or altered, not so much a ground up development, then I think that you've got an opportunity there.
And Simon, what would you say you've learned about your business and yourself over the last couple of months?
We started to think about not only what are the revenue opportunities that we could maybe exploit from this scenario, but also how could we be corporate citizens, good corporate citizens. So we started to look at essential services within Australia. So the health organisations are a really good example of this. So if we take a health organisation that may be having like 20, 30 different hospitals under their jurisdiction, what we decided to do was to approach them and say, we expect that your systems are going to come under some strain. We have something of value which we think will be able to help. We would like to offer you free software licenses, free professional services to help you implement and consult to make sure that you those critical systems are going to be working when or if they come under strain. So I think that was one of the really nice things about the organization, that not only was that an idea that came from the team, it was one that was supported by the board as well. So it wasn't just about let's try and, kind of make some revenue. It was how can we help and how can we be good corporate citizens and add some value.
And you talk about the home working, remote teams. How do you manage to keep your guys engaged throughout the last 2 to 3 months? And has there been any challenges that you've found regarding remote teams?
Yeah, so one of the things that we've done is broken down our milestones into much smaller sprints. So I think that does a few things. One, it allows us to monitor progress a lot more regularly. But secondly, it allows us to celebrate the wins, even though they're smaller than kind of a major product release. They're still wins, and so we kind of we celebrate those when they're achieved. So that's one thing. We've all got our own individual challenges, and just not having that kind of day-to-day camaraderie is difficult. So you have to put kind of additional effort into making sure that you're visible and you're constantly communicating. I mean, I never used to be part of the development stand-ups, which happen daily. I think for two reasons. One, I didn't add a lot of value because they were very technical conversations, and two, because they were very technical conversations, I didn't understand what was going on half the time. But I am now part of those daily stand-ups, and it's great. I've learned a lot. I understand what they're working on and what they're challenged with, but also it gives them an opportunity to understand what I'm working on from an operations perspective and a business development perspective and a marketing perspective.
Going forward, post COVID-19, what are your predictions for, first of all, your vertical specifically, but the industry overall?
Formerly, executives weren't really that involved in infrastructure, IT infrastructure, making things work or making sure that things work. So, that was really the domain of the IT operations business unit. But as we've seen with this kind of massive quick transition that's required people to work from home, my prediction is that executives will get a little bit closer to the day-to-day running of IT operations and IT applications, and making sure that their businesses are always open for business. More broadly, I mean, what I hope that we see is the continuation of the kindness that we're seeing from individuals and from businesses.
Sure. I think one of the biggest things I'm taking away from this, Simon, is small wins are really important to celebrate, particularly when you're not in the office. It's about keeping morale high, or as high as it can be, showing empathy, and those small wins, I think, go a long way to ensuring the mental health of the team continues to be as high as possible. So thanks for sharing that. And I think, without a doubt, being good corporate citizens and being good human beings overall doesn't take much. And I think that we're seeing it in abundance at the moment. Hopefully that continues, post crisis. And on a lighter note, what's the thing that you're going to do first when you come out of isolation? What's the thing you're most looking forward to?
I think taking the kids down the pool or the trampoline park or to the movies, catching up with some friends down the pub, having a nice dinner with my wife. Um, and I think the last thing would be seeing how bad my golf game has got, because I mean it was bad. It was bad before the virus, so no doubt it's going to be awful now. So those are some of the things that I'm looking forward to.
Well, we should certainly get a game of golf, because I think you'd still beat me, even if I'd been playing for the last 2 or 3 months. So no doubt we'll get a chance to get around. And Simon, look, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and really interesting to hear how you as a leader, but Two Steps overall as an organisation is dealing with current situations. Thanks for taking the time, and I hope you have a great weekend.
No worries. Absolute pleasure, Liam. You take care.